This is one of those, if you don't get it, forget about it type of videos. Let me start. When you are different, you know. When there is something about you that is meant to change the world, you know. And like I said at the beginning, if you don't get it, bye. So let's start from Exodus chapter 2, verse 11. It says, one day, when Moses had grown up, he went out to his people and looked on their burdens, and he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his people. He looked this way and that, and seeing no one, struck down the Egyptian and told him and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, behold, two Hebrews were struggling together, so meaning these guys were in a fight. And he said to the man in the wrong, why do you strike your companion? He asked. And this is what the man replied. Said he answered, who made you prince and judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? Then Moses was afraid and thought, surely the thing is known. And when Pharaoh heard of it, he sought to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and stayed in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well, and so on and so forth. Okay, so today I was having a conversation with one of my students, and in our conversation we were talking about how sometimes you just get this feeling of I need to do more, and it may come from a pessimistic point of view, like where you feel like you're not doing enough, but other times it may come from the fact that you know your own capacity and you know that you are called to do more. And that is the case that is happening even in this story. We see how Moses was raised as a prince of Egypt. He could tell probably from his complexion, from the way he looked, he was very different from the Egyptians that he grew up with. But some way, somehow, deep down, there was something that was welling on the inside of him that told him, or that gave him a signal that he was meant to do more, that he was meant to be a deliverer. And even as you can see from the fight that he tried to stop, the exact words that this guy who was in the wrong said was, who made you a prince and a judge over us? Very similar to what he ended up going to do. Now, what is my point in explaining all this? A lot of us know deep down that maybe we are called to a life that is very, very different. I'm talking about significantly different from the life that everybody lives and the life that everybody leads. For example, you may have this internal sense that you are called to walk in the extreme power and anointing of God. You may have this sense that you are called to be maybe a parent of many children. You may have this sense that you are called to extreme wealth. You may have the sense that you're called to travel around the world, or to own big companies, or to do something very different. Okay, it could be in AI, it could be in the tech world, it could be in space, whatever it is. But when you know, you know. Okay, you know that something about you is significantly different from everybody else around you. And I'm telling you, till you fulfill that thing that is on the inside of you, you are not going to have rest. You are not going to be satisfied. And this is just a call to you to begin to do the things that are necessary for you to do, so you can step out of your comfort zone and walk into the things that God has called you to do. Yes, I'm talking to you. That's why I said, if you know, you know. Now, when you are different, there are a lot of things that you are going to experience that are very different from everybody else. The kind of friends that you're going to have will be different. It may even be limited. You may be limited in the kind of media you consume. You may be limited in your interactions. You may end up finding yourself having little to no friends. You may end up finding yourself being indoors all the time. Whatever the case may be. But when you know, and you have to begin to do the steps that are necessary. Some of you, you're called to ministry and you're in the club. Why are you clubbing? Some of you, that you're called to extreme wealth. Why are you overspending? Some of you, you're called to have a family and to do big things. Why are you hating on relations? Why are you hating on men and hating on women? When you know, when you are different, and the sacrifice that comes with a life of somebody who is meant to do big things, great things, or things that are significantly different from the rest of the world is high. There is a high price that you have to pay. So stay tuned as we're going to touch this series. Watch my next video for me to give a full detailed explanation. But when you know, you know.